Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. My name is Cat Monarch, and once more, surprise surprise, it's Yugioh Masochist doing the Masochist challenge. Hello Potato, welcome, hope you're doing well. I decided we're not just gonna do the 10 minutes of waiting around this time or however long, we're just gonna jump into it. Because reasons, why not? We got new accessories. Ends on 9th of April. I might get those on my main account. Duelist Cup, which is not something I need. Issues. Selection pack, okay. So, we are at... I guess I just want to clear these. It kind of bugs me a little bit. Oh yeah, we got a new selection pack because I don't think I've played since, which is, so it's Doomsday, new assault mode stuff, no, new rarity, that's already existing, but Radiant Typhoon, and anything else, it feels like there's, that's new, so it's assault mode, Radiant Typhoon, Doomsday, which is a selection pack, I guess. What about... So, Radiant Stone Dragon. We have a Primite pack? Ooh, we have a Primite pack. That's kind of cool. It's kind of useful, actually. Primite Paleo. Neat. Bonus pack, we have the Duelist Cup pack, which, we're not going to get any tickets for. We've got the Mate Base with Dominus Spiral. We've got the Assault Mode Activate. We've got Cow, apparently. Spiral and Jupiter, which honestly looks sick. Specials, Campaign, Radiant Typhoon Bundle. Again, might get that on the main account. And Dual Pass, which is... We got Pancratops. Huh. That's a neat mate. I'm not going to get it on the main, simply because I don't duel enough on the main. I pretty much just use the Masochist one now. And so, is what it is. I don't feel like I have the energy to do both. So as a result, it's kind of one or the other. Let's claim the... Well, no. Does that dismiss it? No, it doesn't. It does. Good. Dismiss this one. Receive our one reward. Nice. And where were we last time? I guess we're still playing... Yeah, we're still playing Generator. Turn to or bust. What did that look like? So yeah, I managed to work this in my own time, I believe. It's roughly what we're calling our Go Second deck. Which... I don't know, it feels very hit and miss. On the one hand, you could get the 2-card combo of all time of Clockwork Knight plus Cyber Dragon, and your opponent just doesn't negate either, because why would they? On the other hand, you could draw, Concealing Light against, a Link-heavy deck. You could draw Retaliating Sea against non-Draco Tail. So, we've got... There we go. We've got various things. But I'm not quite sure about the quality of it. There's our staples list, that's the Dark Dolls, unused cards, Stun, and Go Second, which we need to rework Stun because it's at too many cards. I think Cosmopunk is as up to date as we want it. 49 cards, so it's a little chunky on the card front. Oh right, actually we pulled a second one of these. So yeah, this will need a rework at some point as well, because it's just kind of... Oh, I can add another card, and I can add another card. And another card, So, yeah, maybe we rework this at some point. But I do like it overall. Cosmopunk has been very fun. I don't think Strawman is particularly amazing. No. Anyway, I think we're just going to return with the regular deck. Because it's just, I haven't been dueling for, a couple days, as we know. did some Elden Ring streams, Night Rain. And I had fun there. I kind of needed a small break from Master Duel because the push to Diamond was a little taxing. I'll say that. It was fun. It was nice actually getting there, but it was a lot of energy to do it. Right. This is not really a go first hand, but we are going first anyway. By our own design. So, 3 traps, it better do it. There is possibly an argument for setting Perulia rather than just holding it. The expectations are high after past season's Diamond push. I could understand that. Turn change. So they have hand traps of some kind. Or just quick effects, presumably. Six hard hand, and let's see what they do with it, because honestly, I don't know. The field is Live Twin. The sleeves are Live Twin. The mate is Sky Striker, and the bit below it is... I don't actually know. K9! Vanquish Soul K9. No. Absolutely not. It's a good thing I'm not going to use this. There's Vanquish Soul part of it, that's fine. I could make a link too. Yeah, sure, we don't need to take the damage. Should get a link to for next turn. Cool. Gameplay. Fenrir. Now I wish I hadn't stolen it. Let's summon Perulia. Okay, that goes through. So I could make Transversa here. Or I could just leave Perulia in attack position. You know, it's obviously bait. 100-point tickle. We're going to tribute summon Fenrir next turn. Trust. It's the play. Now, did you draw into another card? No. I know they have an add, but, like, I gotta stop something. Because they have the field spell. Target a Vanquish Soul you control, add one with a different attribute. Target a non-return to the hand if you do special summon this card. Never mind. They have the Vanquish Soul part of their deck. You see, it couldn't have been Fenrir for, like, the start of the thing, and then Perulia to just, like, have as the top deck. Couldn't have been that. Hello. You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad is confused about timings and dates, and he's wondering if you've gone back to doing 2 streams a week.
I've always been doing 2 streams a week.
I know. I'm just going to tell him that.
Yeah.
He wanted me to ask you.
I didn't stop doing 2 streams a week. There's just times when I was streaming Night Rain instead. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't think we really have... Well, we don't have capacity to stop them, so it's just, do they have capacity to kill us? And the answer is probably yes. But I don't know. I think they can deal with a singular Fenrir, which probably spells the end of the line for us. So what was the effect of During the main phase, quick effect target a non-machine Vanquish Soul you control. So I guess they just didn't have a Vanquish Soul, because was this a special summon? No, it was a normal summon. So that's why I stopped their first turn. What do we think, guys? Are we just dead? Like, I should probably save myself some time and quit out, but at the same time, they don't have lethal on board. And I've got a Fenrir in hand, which is not much, but it's something. Actually, that's the K9 part of it. Yeah, you know what? We'll just, we'll cut our losses where we see them. We probably shouldn't have stolen them until we knew the top deck. It's fine. You get back into it, you learn some things. Or rather, you're not going to remember some things that you should have done. Right. They are choosing. Going second. Which means if we drew the hand we did last game, like, it's not the worst. You know? Especially because we top-decked, what was it, Fenrir? Although, that's not bad either, honestly. Love the sleeves. Don't know how you got this field, but I do love the field. Okay, we're going against Stun, presumably. Yeah, Runic and Stun are synonymous. So the issue here is I play the game and they win. Or at least they get closer to it. Add a Runic accept tip. Hello, Mr. M. Gaiman. How do? No, my Bestial. It's not going to do much. They've got 3 cards in hand. Presumably you have other Runic cards. That is another Runic card. Which means you could, at minimum, get a draw 2, because fair and balanced gameplay. I know this is limited, but who cares? The field was or still in the shop. I might actually have a look for that. Okay, so the rest of their hand is hand traps and or runic spells. Like, that's just confirmed. Because they did nothing else. They don't actually have an attack stat, so I can't summon Alpha. That is mildly funny. Right, we do this to search for Chalice, I guess. Okay. They're adding a runic spell. They add just whatever is the perfect, you know, counterplay, of course. Because that's how this works, right? It returns to the extra deck, which means they can summon it out again, and if it's summoned, you can discard add a runic field spell, but this is exactly at 1. They have it on the field. Well, we take that. Mass change 2, that is mildly unfortunate, actually. That is actually very unfortunate. So let's just go battle phase. Attack this, destroy it. I mean, it just goes back to the extra deck. I don't know why you'd protect it. Okay, that's... Oh, Cosmic. Come on. And the thing is, they are just fixing their hand the whole time and decking us out, which is, like, the exact epitome of I hate this. They don't have any monsters, so this is going to be useless. This might be useful. Probably useless. Probably useless. Come on. Could you just, like, not have the perfect card and stop banishing all the good cards? At the very least, that's a card in their graveyard. This is not going to be a fun duel. Is it winnable is a different question. Any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead, which actually means the Bestial isn't online in the first place. I can make a Link 2 at the moment, because I could just steal their Hugin. Target effect monster, negate. I mean, I can just, you know, chain it. There you go. You have not negated my monster. There we go. I am the victor. Can you not use Chalice to give their monster attack and summon Alpha? I guess I could have done. What am I thinking? I think I want to do this and summon Ha. Just put it on the field. But you are completely correct. Anyway, card added from deck to hand. Please send monster. And it is not destroyed, so unless the rest of your hand has hand traps, there we go. We've got rid of their one monster. They now just summon another one. But, you know. Yeah, you see. The ever joyous bit. What do you actually summon? Just curious. Okay. That's fine. Either player takes any battle damage when an attack is declared. Draw 2 cards. I mean, that's going to have to be okay, unfortunately. Still have no monsters in their graveyard. I have no monsters in my graveyard. I can negate this card's effects while it's on the field. I'm going to assume. Yeah. Yeah, seems good. Castle of Stromberg. Okay, if you want to deck yourself out, be my guest. Banish it, then... it's my deck. I don't think I can stop that. Fuck. Right, what can I do? I can bounce their card to the extra deck, or I can take control of it. Let's take control of it. No, I was not expecting that either. But on the other hand, we are free to attack them. And they can't activate cards from their hand. So... this is mandatory, I have to do it. On the field. No, that's a spell or trap of... yeah, right. So... I can change this to attack. I can get rid of that for this, which puts me up pretty close. They're not going to have any battle hand traps, I'm pretty sure. They do not. It does put them in a precarious situation. They've got one turn, which they can probably get away with. But if they do have the one turn, they can't attack into me. I've got a monster negate, I've got a counter trap, which will get rid of Ha, but I only need the 25. So, Clockwork. Clockwork by itself isn't a problem. So we let that go through. Oh, I 100% should have, right, no, this is okay. I 100% should have put this in this column. Okay. This is fine. So... I can hit this into that, but then I don't have the damage. I'm gonna deck out because of the fucking... oh wait, no, or it's destroyed. So I don't lose the duel. But it's close. I can't normal summon a set it. What can I do here? This was normal summoned. I mean, I think it's probably just this, instead of crashing. That's 400 over, so I'm still down a little bit. Use Chalice and give something attack. Yeah, but that doesn't quite do it, unfortunately. So it's just going to have to be that. I guess I should have negated the Clockwork Knight, but the only issue is then it just, you know, it trades out and I don't have Har anymore. Right. They're on 100. This will die because I can't banish 10. It's during the standby phase, so I get my draw, which means I have a counter trap. I think I can just manage it. It's weird. I really did not expect this to be how the duel played out. But on the other hand, they, you know, they stopped playing Runic and they decided to try and deck me out, so fine. I guess. I'm really mixed about this at the moment. End phase. Right, so I shouldn't lose the duel. Because if I can't banish 10, it just dies. So... All this card is destroyed, so it dies, right? Yeah. And then that's just the end of the game. GG's. Granted, I'd rather never play against them again. The gimmick of Runic is deck out. Yeah, I know that, but like... Golden Castle of Stromberg is a horrendous card. Like, your opponent has reading comprehension, and it becomes worse. Just, like, immediate... Well, not becomes worse. It becomes borderline unplayable. Right, let's open some Legacy tickets, because that's what we have. Oh yeah, I did have a look through the solo mode, by the way, wondering if there was anything else we could do. Situationally funny. No. I mean, this is perfect for Inspector Border. You get a monster plus Inspector Border. Then they can't imperm it. But yeah. No. Probably not. It's not terrible. Technically goes with Soup Heavy. Jar of Greed is just, you know, slow upstart. Probably not using any of those. But, yeah, looking at the solo mode, I don't think there's anything else that's, like, a really pressing, oh, we must get this card, or, oh, we must beat this so we have a good testing, you know, grounds. I think we have okay testing grounds as is. And we've got, you know, a couple decent cards from it. We've got Monster Reborn, we've got Raigeki. And as for the Master Pack, though, that is not decent cards. That's branded. This card's name becomes Fawn of Albaz Field or Grave. While a fusion monster is in your grave, gains 200 for each. Also, cannot target other monsters. And it comes back. I mean, it becomes like Fallen of Albaz, but beyond that, I don't really know if there's anything about it. Jaspers. Cat is meowing because, like, she's found her toy, but, like, she can see two of us. And she won't actually go to either of us. Right, pack number 2. I don't think having a card that treats itself as Albaz on in field or graveyard really solves it. Not that I don't think we had particularly a great deal of Albaz cards anyway. Well, this card's been out for like 2 minutes and we've got one. But we don't have MST and we don't have a Radiant Typhoon monster because they are just in the game. So that's unfortunate. Can't play it. And as for the rank 11, surprise, surprise, we won't be playing it because we need to be able to make the rank 10 for it to be any good. So, back to the duels. I'll say it is nice that it's not just like skill drain for Runic, but at the same time we didn't check the deck list, and maybe they are just on skill drain, you know? There is every chance. Looks like a bot name. Probably isn't a bot. Because, you know, my kind of look, right? No response. Okay. Try again. After the duel, look in the shop, you wanted the field spell. Well, for my main account, probably. I need to save my gems in Masochist because, you know, they deplete rather quickly when it comes down to it at the end of the day. Every win above Platinum, in Platinum or above, is 200 gems. And there's a lot of to and fro and back and forth for not a lot of gain. Right, the Mass Change is dead in hand. But I believe we probably just set it anyway. They're on an 11 card extra. So I think we just set 1, set 2, and set 3. They don't necessarily know. Well, they don't know that it's dead. We need to either get into our Condemned Maiden. Or what is its name? Condemned Witch? Condemned Witch, really. Or Assault Synchron. We're still playing? Yeah, we're still playing Assault Synchron. Ancient Gear Spell Trap. Huh. I might be dead. I don't think they're really playing lights or darks. Well, this is awkward. Destroy it, special summon an Ancient Gear. What did you add to your hand? You added Fortress? I mean... no? That starts your entire turn? I'm just gonna hope I live? The fusions are dark, yeah, but that means letting them hit the field and then putting them in the grave. I think I just have to hope that that's okay. During the turn, they are normal special summon. Do you have a normal special summon in your Ancient Gear deck? You do! Fuck! Damn, that's horrendous. I'm probably just dead. I gotta choose first. I got, like, a mildly decent hand, but my opponent's on blind second, so, I think this is going to be very short-lived. Hello, Mysteries. I'll be right after this short OTK, yeah. Doing alright, Mysteries. Just getting back into it because, you know, we took a couple streams break. The run to Diamond was a little bit taxing, and, yeah, we're not starting out fantastic. Lost the first duel, won the second one, and we're in the third duel, and we've had to pay half our life points against OTK deck, Ancient Gear, with our only means of defense being Lost Wind against the deck that is now untargetable unless they make a generic or non-archetypal monster. Excuse you? I mean, if you want to play it like that, fucking fine. I'll take that. Any day of the week. Give me that boss stage. Sweet. Right. Boss stage time. Max C time. I don't think you need Max C to beat me. Like, you really, really shouldn't. What are you also chaining to Max C? Right, so it's going to be a lot of draws, but I think we just got to let him do it, because otherwise we genuinely have nothing. So let's at least get ourselves an Omni Negate for our troubles. Unfortunately, this checks the graveyard. Well, fuck you too. On the one hand, they sent that off. On the other hand, that means they probably have another one. That doesn't say... Yeah. I couldn't get, like, half from the deck. They did this in draw phase, so it's not like getting Lopter would have been any better. What are you getting from the deck? You're getting this one, but its effects are negated. You're getting this one, but its effects are... Oh, yeah, you don't need their effects. You just need material. That's unfortunate, because now I have a whole bunch of 1500 tokens in attack position. Not that that matters against Ancient Gear, they mainly do piercing anyway. But that is also another summon for Max C, which means they draw a card. This is... yeah, it's negated. Okay. They're both negated. It's fine. Just let them not happen. They still have a 6-card hand, and they have 2 bodies. Let's turn it off for a second. Right, what are you doing? That is a normal summon. Unfortunately, they probably have everything they need. There's Dark Golem. And they attempted to use the effect earlier, which means it can't use its own effect now. Go for it. Why do you draw a card from that? Why do you draw a card from that? Draw one. It's literally the second part. Okay. Ah. No, that's Ancient Gear Duel, which means they presumably have Ancient Gear Fusion already. Right. It's on the field, so... if they make the Chaos, I mean, I'm just dead. If they make the other ones, I believe I'm still just dead. Place your bets. How many... That was 4 fusion material. Fun. An interesting game. I don't get why they didn't finish me off on turn... Like, surely they had the cards to do it. You gotta think that they had the cards to do it for turn 2. What could you have bricked on? It looks weird. This can't be optimal ratios. Changing it looks weird. It looks like you want this, so why don't you play more of it? Why are you playing any copies of Imperm at all? Also, I wanted to check this. They really were on the Stromberg strat, and it is, yeah, it's just Floodgates for the rest of it. They were still on Skill Train. Right, I was just going to check the shop briefly for the purposes of the main account. So we go to, not special, accessories, field. Okay, so it's not currently here, so I guess it was a dual pass reward at some time then. Sad times. Right, on with the next duel. Hopefully we can do a little bit better than a 50% win rate. And actually, you know, climb a little bit. On the other hand, if we just, you know, get some wins, get some nice packs, that'll be good too. Right, try for first. See how it goes. You mean a going second hand, going first? My favourite! Set 3. Pass turn. Your move. We have Summon Negate, a Compulse for the extra deck, and a Monster Negate. Surely it's going to work. I mean, it's Live Twin. There is a chance that this just does it. No. Fine then. I said no. You can only do it so many times. That's mildly annoying. Just have the extender. Just go for it. You can draw a card if you do not control a Leela. Right, so now you make the Link 2, right? The other Link 2, rather. Evil Twin Leela. Now you're making a Link 1. Send each time... Okay, so what do you do versus Links? Same type. Fiend. Let's just bounce it back. It's a light Fiend. You can't do anything. Because this wasn't in response to the effect. Gimme! I want your Link 2. And that's the turn. Right, can we get something mildly decent? Something mildly decent. Maybe we just battle phase, surely. It's only 1100, but it's still 1100. And just set this. It looked like Imperm, but it's not Imperm, because we don't have that one. They don't know that. Add a Live Twin again. So, do you add this one? No. I'm presuming you just add a starter again, right? No? Good stuff. We actually managed to stop it. I am trying to control the game with your 1100 attack monster. Wait. No, it's literally the same thing as last time. Why does this just... Small bits of power creep. Print this even 3 years ago, it would say banish. Like, this card would say banish itself if it did that, you know, when it leaves the field. However, we are not 3... Yeah, now you've got the whole fucking Fiendsmith bit. I can't do this. No, I just can't. It just doesn't matter. It's nice to draw hands that matter. Cards that are doing things against the opponent, you know? Where you time your disruptions and you end the turn. It's like, great. And then you time your disruptions and they just do the same plays anyways. I think, like, trading one card for one card is fine. But it's like, where you have to trade 2 or 3 to stop one thing is, you know, fantastic. That's what everyone wants. My life... my left arm for a decent going first hand or a decent going second hand on the appropriate turn. It just isn't happening, is it? Two generators, same name, Chalice, which would, you know, just kind of negate this and that'd be fine, that'd be the end of it, but we can't really do anything, can we? We're going second, you have branded fusion. Do I look like a deck that's playing Ash Blossom? I mean, I guess I'm playing the Dominus Impulse, the one-off Dominus Impulse. There's no point sitting through the cutscene. We can't do it. I know there's sometimes when you just, like, you stay in because the opponent's gonna mess up and everything. I don't think that's the case. You open branded fusion, your opponent has no interruptions. That's probably not doing it. Like, that's not gonna cause you to mess up. And if it does, then how are you in Platinum? Well, we had some really good coin toss luck on the last stream or stream before, so, you know, what comes around goes around, right? What do you mean I'm drawing 3 traps going second again? Okay, on the other hand, this is actually a slower pace deck. Hold. Give it a minute. Okay. This is a slower start. We can maybe do something with this. Set 1. Set 2. Set 3. Set 4. You've got... Let's see. Destroyed. It won't be destroyed, it will be banished. We've got a good couple of trap holes, and we've got a Fiendish Chain. We've got Raigeki, and we've got nothing else. The hand does nothing. Leave it. See what they're doing. Or at least wait for them to do the thing, and then you do it. Good stuff. We stopped the one play. I love Breakfast. Monsters you control, yeah, it's only one-sided, which is good, but, like... Damn, it's only one-sided. What's the rest of your game plan? You've got a 12-card extra deck. Book of Eclipse. Yeah, go for it. You can flip him back up in the end phase. I can't actually out him if I use the Floodgate. So I think I have to leave that. Get rid of him. And I think we do just use the Cosmic on the Terrors. I don't want to have to struggle to deal with everything just because they've got Terrors on the field. Subterra Sharks. Is that what we're doing? Is it a Masochist deck? Oh, it doesn't flip theirs up, does it? Okay. That is unfortunate. Why can't I just fucking do it? Right, let's just do this. We're gonna banish this one. Just get rid of it. We'll let them flip it up. They can use the effect, and then whatever they summon will just floodgate. They can deck thin. Because the flip summon isn't a normal summon anyway. Leave that. I guess we could also just, book the Xyz, but there's a chance that it's crooked. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Yeah, what are the odds that that's crooked Cook? Are you... How do I look at crooked, do you think? How does one look at crooked Cook? Xyz monsters... Okay, hold on. We found the Xyz monsters. Where can we find Cook? There he is. While you control no other cards. They currently control another card. It took a little bit of time to think, but I think that's okay. Because they can crooked, we can just floodgate it. Okay. Send this card from the hand or field. Target a Subterra, but you don't control a Subterra. Oh. You're actually getting this guy back. Why? Okay. If that's your plan. Activates a counter effect. Send this card, target a Subterra you control, negate change. But you need to have a Subterra to change. At the moment, I can just Raigeki the field. Like, there is nothing that stops that. It doesn't put a dark in your grave, and it doesn't give me any monsters, but it'll make me feel better. You got Mystery card in hand. Unless you've got a second Fiendess. I could see that being the play. Finally a card. Right. We do have to lead the Raigeki anyway. Okay. That just works, apparently. And hopefully, that should just be the game. Get ourselves a generator. Which seems like it's going through. They're thinking about something. Alright, let's get Lopter. We have a permanent Book of Moon at worst. And then at best, this gets us to an Omni Negate for the main phase. Sure. You can do that. And let's get ourselves her. They are using, like, Xyz summons by the looks of it, because you're playing a Shark package, but at the same time, like, all I need to do is just, like, book the other one. I guess I could book this one as well. Let's see what else they summon. If they summon anything else, they might not. Taking a bit of a while to think about it. Dark Ruler. Okay. You stopped my one Omni Negate. Congratulations. Doki doki. I guess I leave that? I don't really know. Okay, that was just it. What are they on? Are they on a Masochist deck? There's no way it's a Masochist deck. No, it's constructed. Badly, but it is. 2 Earth monsters, if special, target an Earth that can be special, negate its effects, banish it when it leaves the field, or add it to your hand. Huh. Yeah, I still think it's constructed badly. This is a weird list. Right, okay. Well, we've won another duel, which means we get to go back to the shop. And we've only got 2 legacy tickets, so we'll just go for the master packs. We'll keep it simple. I think it's going to be a long time before we actually get anything that's game-changing. Because, like, this deck is so solid at its core, because it's just, you know, get boss stage, do the thing, that, you know, something else has to be decently powerful. And that, yeah, that just was a real nothing pack. Right, what about the next one? Boot up order. Okay, we got a new card, but I don't think it's that relevant. That's more relevant. Jesus Christ. I mean, that works if we ever got into Leviatine. Because you normally exceed in Generator, you normally exceeds for Leviatine and then tag it out into Jormungandr, using your opponent's monsters for material on the opponent's turn. And then, if they dare attack it for some reason, you can, you know, put the Leviatine back, or put the Jormungandr back, and then get the Leviatine. Which is funny. But the thing is, that requires you being able to make it in the first place. And we have Jormungandr, but we do not have Leviatine. And I don't think it's going to... even if we did, I don't think we have quite the consistent access to it. That's a hell of a name. And that's a nice coin toss. We'll take that. Going first. Gives me a chance. Big deck. Yeah, big deck. No extra. Normal summon. Add. Well, that works. Okay, so we've got a monster negate. Activate. And we pitch this one. We bring it right back, and then we get the 9 on the field, which will be 3 summons, and then our 4th is another monster negate. I believe that's probably just the better way anyway, so let's do it this way. So yeah, then we've got negate, MST, and possibly a Bestial, depending on what they do. $50 cards, but no extra. It could be Monarchs, but I'm just a little surprised. Yeah. Like, it could be Monarchs, it could be True Draco, it could be Flu. It could just be a deck, you know, just average deck. Stun, Runic. Well, Runic would prefer an extra burn. Who knows? They do. But will they let us in on the secret? What be your deck? What does it look like? What kind of cards do you have in there? Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Send a Monarch spell trap from your deck to the grave. I mean, we'll tag out now, just because I've got a chance to, and they are playing Monarchs. I'm mildly familiar, but not particularly familiar with the new support, which is not so new anymore. Give us Lopter. Right. It is just foolish. And then if banished. So, pray tell, what you foolish? Is it pantheism? The more things change, the more things stay the same, you know? It is pantheism. Let's go. The good bit about pantheism is I do get to choose. The bad bit about pantheism is it doesn't have to be different names. Right. So, yeah, I think we do it this way. We tag into, her now. Because they're going to add a spell trap, and then they're going to have to foolish monster, should they even have one. Heyo. What's that? They're making their mind up. They're taking their time and thinking about it. Either that or finding the 3 copies of the same card. Jaspers. I don't know how much there is to think about. You know exactly what... Well... You know I've got a monster negate. You know I'm going to send a monster if you add a card. The cat might win some games. She might. That's if she gets over here, though. You know, she's got to get to the controls first. At the moment, she's not even close to the room. She's quiet at least, I guess. We'll check on her in a minute. If, you know, for any reason she starts meowing again. Oh, first time chatter. Hello, welcome. The stream's showing an error? Doesn't seem to be. I've got it open in, oh, there we go. Life. Which one do I give them? I mean, you just give them Prime. Because Tenacity... Oh, wait, no. In this case, I give them Tenacity. And then Ha can let me send. You can't watch it. I don't know what that's about. I've got other people watching. Other people have been in chat. Ooh. That's mean. That means I probably have a Monarch, but on the other hand, we do still have a Forbidden Chalice and a Cosmic. They sent... Did they send 2, or did they send 1? They sent just Scream. My stream isn't listed as, I mean... Am I getting Stormforth? Is that the idea? Stormforth for Vanity's Fiend. Which doesn't really work. It doesn't accomplish what you want it to do. Because this has higher defense. But yeah, I don't have my streams as, like, listed for kids, I believe. I don't know if that's even a Twitch setting. But I know that my YouTube videos aren't listed as for kids. So I don't know if there's, like, an age thing. I have no idea. But yeah, it seems to be working. It's open on Twitch for me, and OBS isn't showing any dropped frames or anything. So, discard, reveal. Yeah, sure, go for it. if you can't watch this stream, can you watch, like, VODs on this channel? Is it, like, just this stream, or is it, you know... you can reveal a Monarch's... sorry. No. Discard, reveal 3, add to your hand, send the rest to the grave. So, this can add itself back. Yeah, that can add itself back. Huh. They're going to have a Monarch spell trap. I don't know, actually. I'm going to give them Eidos. Yeah, we'll give them Eidos. Maybe I'm playing this slightly wrong. Yep, that's A-okay. You haven't used your normal summon yet, so this will just have to eat the chalice. But on the other hand... Actually, it doesn't even have to eat the chalice. We just do... we're going to detach Valor. Other streams are working. That's weird. That works. Good stuff. Oh, and of course, now we have, like, a bestial target in the Erebus if they try to activate that, actually. Yep. Okay, so we have a Cosmic for that. We have a Forbidden Chalice still. We have a bestial as well. So, I think we're in a decent position. I do like that it's got better, like, its power. Oh, if sent to the graveyard, target banished, right. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. That's probably the way you're doing. No, that is really weird. Alright, so... Chain 4. Chain 5. And I can't really stop you getting the Pantheism back, so you get Pantheism back, you have it back, that's fine. But if you wish to use Erebus in the grave, I have news for you. Sure. You can make something become a water. If you weren't negated. I don't know what that has to do with anything. You also can't crash over anything. You have a Pantheism in hand. +1 card. And apparently that's not going to do it. Alright. Time limit win. Not what I expected. I'm curious, it's got to be a constructed list. It is constructed. Again, it is not constructed well. You're playing way too many mismatched things. Like, you're playing... Are you Yeah, you're actually seriously playing a Primite package. Which could work. Like, you can do Primite Monarchs, but you'd then just, like, have more Terra Kings. And you'd play heavy, like, a far higher amount of Primite cards. You're not playing enough at the moment for it. Like, you're only playing the one Ether Beryl. That's not going to do it. And at the same time, you're actually playing Umi things. Like, properly playing, you know, things to do with Umi. And they don't really connect all that well. You're playing the one Sphere mode as a board breaker, but, like, you know, Stormforth Erebus, Stormforth, like, into Majesties or Vanity's Fiend. This is, like, fine as a vassal, but, like, you really wouldn't play it. You want to max out on Tessera, probably. And Souls can work in Monarchs, but, like, you, again, want to play, like, higher counts if you're going to do that. The toolboxy nature of the Monarch spell traps is fine, but you'd probably also want to run 3 Tenacity. And probably 3 Stormforth. I think the rest of it's okay. Like, maybe 3 Ether? I don't know. I just feel that they're just not doing something right. It feels like there are a lot of little errors. And maybe I haven't played Monarchs in that long that, like, you know, actually it's a completely fine list. But I get the feeling that it's like, you know, there's better. And we got a new card. Wow. I don't actually know if we have anything... We probably have related cards. But are any of these things that we could play? If we had this, we could play it. This is not a Dododo. This is a Dododo. So yeah, I don't think any of these are actually... Yeah, that one isn't always treated, so it's probably just this. Not played. Shame. Getting new cards from the Legacy Packs and they aren't playable? Who could have seen it coming? Oh. You don't say. Ultra rare? 2 ultra rares. And it's a duplicate. Because of course it is. You can't catch a break, can you? Like, look at that. I mean, that's good. It does require 2 level 4 dinos. We do have... We have Rescue Rabbit. So, like, this is technically summonable, I believe. I think we have level 4 normal dinos. Need to have a look. Shame about the duplicate full armored. Because full armored can't even use himself as material. He needs like a 5 or a 6. That's ritual support. But it is generic to make. That's kind of cool. So it gives rituals piercing. And reveals a ritual to add a ritual. Neat. And it's kind of a board breaker, really. Very much a go second tool for the ritual deck. That's generic, which is neat, but it's not good enough. Machine Dupe. Well, that's a pretty good card. And Beat Bison, which is a Monarch. We have some Salamangrates. I don't think Beat Bison Turbo is gonna, you know, break ground in Diamond. Machine Dupe, on the other hand, we have some Cyber Dragon stuff. So at some point maybe that's worth looking into. Because all the little Cyber Dragons are treated as Cyber Dragon. Which means the good old Machine Dupe plus... Okay, he's not in this, but let's... There we go. Plus good old Cyber Dragon. While on the field or in the graveyard. Field or grave, field or grave. Field. Although that's too high an attack, but like these 3. And we can play all of them. So there's the 6 of those, plus the Machine Dupe. Granted, we have to draw the Machine Dupe and these guys. But it's basically just E-Telly for 2 Sidras from deck. Which allows us to make Nova. And that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 2. So these also allow us to make Anima. Maybe we should be looking into, like, Sidra. We've got things we can do. It's not great, I don't think. But maybe we should be looking into, like, a Sidra machine pile. Right. Anyway, it doesn't help out the current deck. So let's continue. On with the next one. Timeout. It's a specific choice of name there. It gives me some questions about what's going to happen in the gameplay. Oh, that is not a going first hand. That is probably a going second deck. They're on 60... No, they're on 56 cards with a 14 extra. Set 1. And set 2. It's not my connection there, I don't think. Okay. Right. Please don't give it your best. I'm just a little boy. I'm just a little guy. I've only been dueling for like an hour. Oh, goddamn. This is a problem, probably. This isn't a hard once. Yeah, the Ritual Summon effect isn't a hard once. We've got Chalice, we've got Iron Thunder. This gives them more attack, which is actually the exact opposite of what we want to be doing. On the other hand, if you're going to be using Devour the Herald, that feels like a just Chalice target. And then that means that we're not blowing up our own negate. All of our zones are free, so the Iron Thunder is a lot more free to go for. It just reads as a counter trap that destroys a column now, instead of, you know, possibly destroying the Chalice. Now, granted, Drytron can probably kill us in half pretty easy, you know. We have Dark Ruler for follow-up, but we do need to draw an actual monster for follow-up. Do we? I think we try it. It gets rid of a monster from their field, and it takes out the Ritual spell. It puts us in danger, but how much danger? Let's find out. Right now. They are summoned in defense. Oh, you're actually playing Cyber Angel with it. Not everyone plays Izana. Oh, wait, you can... Oh. Oh, dear. Well, they got the Ritual spell back. I didn't think they'd have another copy in hand. Another Drytron in hand. And you can now Ritual Summon using the material, and if you were trying to Ritual Summon before, that means that you have a monster to summon. God damn. Alright, we try again. Yeah, speaking of machine decks with like low stats, Drytron is not one of them. I like the name. I'm going second. Wait, no, do I like that? No, hold on. Who is this in Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I think that is a name from Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not actually sure. At either rate, we're against 60 cards, it looks like, and a 14... What's with the 14 extras? Backup squad, okay. Ah. Is it pile of good cards? Is it childhood nostalgia? What do we think, gang? What if I take what if I, like, poke you for 100? You know? Like, what if I normal summon a guy and just hit you for 100? You don't get to draw a card. Oh, okay, it goes through. 100-point tickle. They're really thinking about not taking the 100 guys. It's a very scary amount of damage. You know you actually lose the game if you lose First Blood. Okay, the mind games don't work. Right, main 2. Set 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't need to know. We can't activate both. Also, they're probably not summoning from the extra deck, but hey-ho. Right, this is a scenario where we go for her, because we already have things, and now it gives us an Omni Negate on top, and we can tag into Lopter using the Witch. Granted, it takes getting to the main phase, but that should be okay. Right, tokens. 2, please. Well, 3, please. 3 sacrificial angels, please. I've never really looked at them all that closely. It's nice that they've got the field spell, you know, in the background. I think Generator is too much for them. Just a guess. It's just on. Just so I contribute off the last one. On the off chance that one of those is evenly. Because you never know. Oh, it's Jujutsu. Okay. Right, it wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh! I have seen a bit of Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought the name sounded familiar, but I just assumed it was probably like, you know... A lot of people play kind of like character decks. Or just like kind of like good stuff piles that it could have just very easily been like a filler. So we change to attack. Change to attack. Tribute this off. Get Valor. Valor summons this back, and that is just lethal. Yeah. We do need the Valor summon. Well, technically we don't, but I'd rather not chalice my own guy. You can tell I really pay attention to the names of characters in anime a lot when it's just like, oh yeah, that guy, like the main guy, one of the big important guys. Well, I guess I do have to negate that. There we go. These two. They have plays. Well, they had play. It was called Mirror Force. Anyway, take 15. Yep, you get a draw. Take 2. They take 2. Anyway, you get 2 draws. And so yeah, what we do is we do this. We send this. And we bring out the Valor, who has already used her effect this turn. But you know who hasn't used their effect? 9 lives cat. And so we detach the Valor and we get to her. And we maintain our Omni Negate. Seems good enough. Draw 1. Well, yes, I do think I shall. And in this case, we want Destruction Protection. I feel like that's going to be most appropriate. Oh, I should have done that. Oops. That could cost me. Although I could just tribute this off to get Valor. Well, believe it or not, I do not have anything to do with a face-down monster on the field at the moment. Yeah, Udgarda is under 9 lives cap. Oh? Okay. Hold a minute. It does say on the field. Do we have... Okay, so I think we chain locked her here. We'll just tribute this off. We get Valor. Valor gets us an extra body. We sack the bodies for the Shining Sark. Actually, we can just leave Lopter in the grave. So we do chain 1, chain 2. We just ignore the boss stage for a minute. We let this summon out another one, and we can do the boss stage on a new chain. Send a monster, please. You've got at least 2. I hazard to guess more, because this is very much a pile deck. Send Red Eyes Baby. Okay. Let's get... Oh, I picked the wrong one. It's fine. Give us a token. Can't be destroyed by monster effects, but if I negate the activation, then you don't stay on the field. What, you're targeting the token? Okay. Go for it. You can summon the Dark Magician. I'm going to assume that's who you're summoning. It doesn't really bother me. See, that might. I don't think it's Dragoon. Famous last words. Well, there you go, it's not Dragoon. It is the Dark Magicians. Draw 1 card. I mean... Bye. So now you got Shining Sark, a face down, and a mystery card. Absolutely not. Negating the activation is slightly different because it means that it's never on the field, so I can actually destroy it. Well, 2 mystery cards. You get to reborn a card. I can choose from my graveyard. I got Big Beat Stick. They indeed chose from my graveyard. It was a meme suggestion, but I guess they took it to heart. Anyway. It is game, yes? What do I actually need to attack with? I only need to attack with, like, any 2 monsters. almost any 2 monsters. So we'll do this. If it's another Mirror Force, then, you know, they've got to use it. Right, that's fine. The one card draw is not going to save them. And it's sometimes that easy. I'm curious about the deck a little bit. It does feel like it's, you know, character pile. Although I don't think there's a character that plays any, or all of those cards, rather. I guess it is just a Yugi deck. They were on Dragoon. There was a chance that they made it. They do have, like, good cards in their deck, but, that is a hell of an art for Dark Magical Circle. As much as I don't like Dark Magician, it is a hell of an art. Yeah, I think we were pretty good against this unless they opened absolutely godly. And they obviously didn't, so let's get some packs. And we have enough for Legacy tickets, so let's do Legacy tickets. 6 cards could be just about anything. Desert Lucas, that's... okay, that's a quick synchro. I don't think that makes anything particularly better for us, but it is a quick synchro. We got DDD. Bash 2 DDs from grave, special from penned during your opponent's turn. Target 2 you control. Destroy special. Oh yeah, this was part of the, like, the Lupin 5Ds that he did, which was real fun. But, like, you know, it was only anime applicable. If tribute summon, destroy all spell traps. Or face up spell traps. Nope. Absolutely not. Normal monster. Only 2 of those, well, 3 of those are new. I think only one of the new ones matters. So, on with the regular packs. And it could be something special. We have a Utopia, but he's been known to lie before. Ancient Warrior card we already have. Malefic, which is all you need to know. More DDD. Fusion summon by shuffling from... okay, so this gives us more uses. And if banished... okay. And we got an Altergeist. Yeah, those aren't really changing up what we're doing. Xcode, I don't know if we have one of these already. That's kind of neat, but it's very specific. And we do just kind of have a Boral Sword. Right, shiny pack. What do we get? Another king of the mythical beasts, Kawaki Miru. It's been a while since we saw a Kawaki Miru card. Union Controller and Successor Soul. This is good for normal decks. We could play this in Pacifist. That is a good card for Pacifist, actually. And this is playable. Yeah, it is playable. But we don't really have any reason to, simply because, like, it's a Union support card, and our Union cards are awful. At some point, it might be funny to make a meme deck of just Kawaki Miru. Like, just actually see what we have and just, like, build it. Because it's got to be god-awful, right? Oh yeah, what did we get that I was thinking about? It was the Successor Soul, yes. Look at all these cards. All the super rares we don't have. All the, like, you know, N's and R's we don't have. But Kawaki Miru. Man, we've got the deck. Like, we've just got the deck, you know? We don't have the Diamond Core. But do we have... which one of these is Iron? Yeah, we have an Iron Core. So, like, you know, we have a Kawaki Miru deck. of all the things. That deck could be something else solo rarity, or, you know, that only has 5 cards to its name. Right, we gotta choose, going first. As is always the preference. Okay, we got the Zark sleeves, we've got a going first hand. Look at it, cherish it and savour it, because it will not happen again for some time. Fenrir. Ah, come on. Frenzy. So that makes the Kentragina. But that means that we then can't activate Fenrir because they've already got Rexterm on the field. Good times. Well, boss stage. Now what if we just take their Rexterm? Because it seems like we can just take their Rexterm. You don't have another Dynamorphia trap in the grave. Thanks for the boss monster. Right. We don't have... What do we have? Right. Because it falls under the summon count, we do this, and then we can get into her. And yeah, we can't use its effects, so let's do this one. Let's tribute off the Lopter. And let's get ourselves her. We have an Omni Negate. Fenrir is going to banish a card. We can banish... Right. 1 monster from your deck and 1 monster from your extra. So I think we just get rid of this. I'm okay with that. Damn, they can hit a token. I mean, I still have Rexterm to just use as, like, link material, synchro material. Can't reuse them as tribute material for anything. Do we have... It's the end phase, so yeah, I think we do this here. We let that go. Boss Sage, you draw 1. Then we're going to go chain 1 and chain 2. Send a monster, please. Arius. Right. So I think in this instance... we just get rid of the one we know. Trap trick. Okay. Next end phase. So, I mean, they're going to use it. That's okay. And we have a good few things from the extra deck each turn. I'm not going to summon that many monsters from the extra deck. It's just out of cash tier. For giggles. For the love of the game. Also because I'm tempted to tribute over the Rexterm and the Saronir for it. Let's see. I don't know what I want to get rid of from the graveyard, so we will say... We'll say Diplos. I don't know how many Diplos you're actually running. Battle Phase. I only need to do 1,000. That's fine. So it depends on what the last one is. Dynamorph your domain. Pay half fusion. Kentrigina. And no, unless you've got a counter trap, which would be appropriate, honestly. But apparently you don't. Goodbye. Okay, you can summon one from your grave, but I don't think that accomplishes anything. It gets you another trap, but you can't use it this turn anyway. I'll continue the main phase. Okay. What are the top 5 cards of your deck? Trap Trick, Wannabe, Heavy Storm Duster, Fossil Dig, and Mine Train. So you're drawing into this. I guess we just get rid of Trap Trick. You haven't used your effect yet. Oh, but you don't have another one to banish. I thought they were just going to do it again. I didn't notice that they'd got rid of all the traps from their grave. Okay, there we go. We beat Dynamorphia. Can you believe it? And as far as I can tell, that is just going to be constructed. Yeah, Dinosaur Dynamorphia, which is not something I would have thought about. A lot of 2-ofs. Which does confuse me somewhat. They're now running 3 and 3, which does surprise me a little bit. And you're also running, like, no counter traps. Yeah, no wonder you didn't do anything with Dynamorphia. You don't have anything to do with Dynamorphia. It's kind of like Supreme King or Bust by the looks of it for that deck. Anyway, into a couple packs. See what we can get from that. It's shiny. Predictions now, I guess, you know. It's supposed to be a super rare. It could be higher. Short Circuit. Okay, hold on. We actually got new cards. This requires we play Batteryman, so, you know, unfortunate. This requires we play worse cards than just the regular Gaia cards, honestly. And this is Noble Knight specific. Iperia. which is not apparently a duplicate, but does some reason open 3 secret packs by itself. If summoned, draw 1. Outstanding card for our unedited deck that we don't quite have. And this is good. Extra copies of Ignites are good for that. Not because it is something that would carry us through to Master or anything like that, but just, you know, it's something we have. There will become a point in time when our collection is just static, I hope. At, like, you know, the end of the challenge, and we can just say, right, we've got all these, make the best thing you can. As for that pack, that was awful. We got a yummy card, and I don't feel that's particularly low rarity, you know? Something about it. Can you tell me what it is? Just a feeling. We did get a dupe shiny, though. We got Doki Doki from the second, so, you know, you're not off the mark. You were just a pack too early. And we gotta go in for the next one. Should probably take a look at the reptile pile that we don't have. Oh yeah, high stakes battle. Very high stakes, you know. Going first. You didn't say which pack, that is fair. Can't fault you for that. I mean, it's not fantastic. It's not terrible. Well, this all goes through nice and easy, which means we have Monster Negate, a banish from one of the top few cards of the deck. We have Boss Stage access. And we have Monster Reborn for next turn. Which means we don't necessarily have to use Valor's own effect to bring it back out. So that's something. I occasionally do wonder what's going through the opponent's head when they see, like, a Kashtira into, like, you know, Generator into a virtual world rank 9 that no one plays ever. We're up against a standard deck as far as I can tell. Which means we might be in some danger. That does depend on if they make a play, though. Yeah, I feel like that's fair. Right, so this does get the... I mean, I kind of have to stop this. Because if I don't stop this, then they get Maiden as well. If it's a 40-card list, they're not necessarily playing max copies of, like, certain things. So there is a chance that Ogre hits, like, Mausoleum. Unfortunately not. But it could... I mean, we can get rid of Jet Dragon, which feels pretty decent. I mean, that's not the end of the game already, surely. I'd like it to be, but I just don't believe it. Apparently that's the end of the game. I don't believe it. Connection failed. As if. You quit out of that. You just Alt F forward. But why, though? Was the rest of your hand just a brick? It could have been. Ah, they're on 2 Jet. But I was kind of right. If I could have gone for the Mausoleum, that would have made it a lot easier, because then this doesn't really do anything. Although, if I had a choice between Mausoleum and True Light, I'm not sure if I probably would have hit the True Light. I think it's, I guess I need to learn that it's objectively correct to hit Mausoleum, but I think I probably would have hit the True Light in that duel. Anyway, that's a rank up, I guess. That's neat. We got 6 whole Legacy tickets. 12 cards. That's a lot of cards. You know? It's like 1.5 Master Packs. It has an Ultra Rare. Legacy of the Duelist, which is not fantastic. It is spell trap removal. But it is, Battle Phase MST. Which is pretty bad. Messenger of Peace, which is actually really good for stun. Giant Germ, we need more copies of Giant Germ, and I think... yeah, that's our first one. Morphing Jar 2 is funny, but not great. Same with Witch Doctor Chaos. Yeah, it's a graveyard removal. Counter Cleaner. Bane of Valmonica. Sure. No. Okay. Oh, apparently those aren't even new, either of them. I thought Messenger of Peace would be new, but apparently not. Yeah, Giant Germ works in multiples. It's one of those, early floaters. I did like it back in the day, when I played the good old game of GX Spirit Caller. Metaphys. You see, that's an archetype that doesn't have, 500 ultra rares. We could have had the entirety of Metaphys. I've just kind of... this goes in the deck, right? I don't think there's a debate about that. We play Planet Pathfinder. That is just the generator field spell as a normal summon. Mech Knight, which means we are slowly gathering all the colours. A Dark Magician knockoff. Gaia support. Cyber Switch. 2 Cybursts. Banish a spell. Add a Cyburst ritual or a Cynet ritual. Sure. I mean, the Mech Knight is probably the best card in this pack, possibly followed by the Kairyu-Shin's Dark Reef. This isn't bad. It's good for Gaia, but, Gaia's awful, unfortunately. Right. Do we just add Planet Pathfinder? Or do... I mean, we gotta cut something. We're already up at 47. We can't just keep adding cards forever. That's how we get into these bad decks that we actually win duels against, They have a deck that's far too big and then they can't actually do anything with it. We don't have a huge amount of normal summons, so that's fine. This isn't coming up as often. It's won us a game, but we have, 3 targets for it. We need to draw this, and we either need this one to be less valuable. We need Lopter into, any generator to be less valuable than Darklaw. Pathfinder can bait out something, that's true. One sec, hold on. What do we have? Acid, Dian. I mean... So we could do that, but, that's just not worth it. Okay, I think it is time we cut the mask change, I guess. Which means we've got an extra deck slot again. Which means... I don't know. I don't know what this means. I'm torn between whether we put in a Link or a Synchro. Because for synchros we could do with a toolbox. I feel like we've had times where Star Eater has kind of come up and we haven't had it, but I also haven't looked at our Link toolbox in a while. We have no shortage of high-end payoffs, so what about like the low end? Because that's what we need. We need monsters that are easier to summon to climb into our high-end payoffs. Pentastag's pretty easy to make. If your Link monster attacks a defense position monster, it gives us piercing. It does require 2 effects specifically. Whereas Cross Sheep is like 2 names. Yeah, 2 with different names. Do we have a Haggard? Do we have a Haggard? We have a Haggard. We also have a Sorcerer of Sebek. We aren't really gaining life. If anything, we're paying it on a massive scale. I think it might just be Haggard. It's 2 monsters with different names, so it's the same as Cross Sheep. But it's a kind of board clear. Well, not kind of a board clear, but it helps with board clearing. So I think we're going to put Haggard in. Yeah, it's a small change, but it's, you know, it's something, right? It's another copy of the Generator Field spell. Extra deck is now a little bit more versatile. We can always just banish the Haggard for a draw, as well as, you know, the attack reduction of an opponent's monster, so there's that. Oh, that's 3 normal summons. We do have a summon negate, but it is specifically via an effect. So let's see what they do. The field is mutant. The mate is event mate. And then they've got Magic Cylinder, Exodia on Xyz's sleeves. Xyz's sleeves is the giveaway. Let's see. I need to read the canines. During the main phase, monster effect in the hand. Monster effect in the hand. This is not a monster effect in the hand. Which does turn off a couple of cards for us. More importantly, Fenrir and Alpha are kind of like the big things. Well, at the very least, it does something. Set 1 pass. Is that where we're at? Because this does mean I should just be able to do, I should just be able to normal summon Lopter, Lopter tag itself out, get Valor, Valor tag out, it'll bring back the Lopter for a little bit of damage. And then we have a Fiendish Chain, and we have Lopter tagging into something mildly useful. And they couldn't take a Dominus card, apparently. Connection failed, again, as if. 3 legacy tickets from that. I take it is just K9, right? Well, no, K9 is always mixed with something. Vanquish Soul K9. Well, win's a win. Doesn't matter if we cut ourselves off of, like, probably the strongest single monster in the deck. If the opponent just quits anyway. Space-Time Police. Okay, but it's a level 5. And it gives it them back. Nope. Oh, wait, is that a first cauldron? It's not a first cauldron. Burn has more cauldrons. Blackwing monster has to be added by a card effect. Okay. Saber. Not our first one, which means, rabbit for rescue rabbit for Sabersaurus. For Evol works. We can make Dolka. Right. Cauldron, Sabersaurus, best of the pack, definitely. The other ones don't seem like they matter. I feel like the Blackwing name is just a bit... I don't know, a bit clunky. Probably the best way of putting it. Machina. Okay, that's a Mermail thing, right? Mermail or Atlantean. Specs one from Hand or Grave. And it gives protection. And it's recycling. That's a neat card. Shame we probably won't be able to use it. Banish up 2. So I'd need to be able to banish at least 1. It is specifically from Grave. Don't think it's worth it. That is our 3rd copy of Core, which is really good for Cyber Dragon. Imagine that. Okay. And we have one more pack. Because we're on 8-7. Let's see what we got. Unstarted Drytron, Cosmic, Dark Lord. Somehow entirely duplicates. Except for that. That's so bad. That's just awful. Right, okay. On with the next one, I think. Unless I just want to have a quick look at what we have for snakes. Yeah, we have exactly 2. That's pretty cool. 2 of those. Yeah, we have a good load of things for this, actually. It's kind of neat. And I didn't actually look. We have an amount of Mekk-Knight stuff. We have 2 memory, 2 whispers, and a secret, which is not bad. And we have 3 indigo, as well as Mekk-Knight Morning. So that's pretty solid. Supreme is nice. Red Moon is nice. And to an extent, like, yeah, Green Horizon, Orange Sunrise are okay. But you really want Moveman plus, like, you know, the continuous things. Yeah. Oh, wait, do I have, like, Rescue Rabbit Shenanigans saved? I don't. I got rid of it. Okay, that's fine. On with the next one. It's just worth keeping in mind, I guess, that we have Rescue Rabbit for 2. Or Rescue Rabbit options, rather. I think if we made Pacifist again, we'd probably put Rescue Rabbit in Pacifist. Because it is just a rank 4. Okay. Not an ideal start in hand. But it does have boss stage. You think I'm going to summon. That is cute. Anyway. Your move. Congrats on the hand loop for 1. They haven't seen boss stage before. That's the only thing I can conclude, because they took their time to activate the Ash Blossom there. Well, on the plus side, they're working with a 4-card hand. On the downside, that 4-card hand is Tenpai. They are not going to put a Dark Monster in the grave. Absolutely not. And that was your normal summon, so I believe that does just actually... That's okay, right? Yeah, let's go. Okay, there we go. That's all you need, apparently. Okay. That's a pretty good. So let's take Valor. Let's go... What are we activating? One sec. I want to read. During the main phase, Fire Dragon, your opponent controls more monsters than you do in the main phase. Okay, that's fine. So they could have that. Oh, I should have actually... should I? I probably should have stuck it in attack position, actually. I mean, I can still do it. And I'll definitely do that. Okay. How long does that negate for? Until the end of the next turn. That's unfortunate, but that does just make it tribute fodder. Anyway. From hand. Right. I know you don't really want to go battle phase against a Tenpai, but that's normally just because they have things. Here they don't have things. And I'm going to have a monster negate. I have a monster negate and I have a targeting banish. So I think I'm doing okay. What am I on about monster negate? It's an omni negate. And a 2-card hand, I do not favour your odds. What say you now? Raigeki. I mean, surprise, surprise, I will be trying to negate Raigeki. Okay. Now what's the 1 card? Not good enough, apparently. Good riddance. We take those any day of the week. Yeah, it is just Tenpai. As many hand traps as you can to surround... Wait, why aren't you playing this at 3? Why aren't you playing, like... You see, this is the thing that confuses me. One of the things that, like... Tenpai can afford to play a stupid amount of hand traps. I mean, look at this. You've got... Going from the top. That is 10 hand traps across the top row. 13... 15... 22... 25 hand traps in the main for going second, you know? Well, in the main, in the deck. 25 hand traps. Because you plan on going second and just, like, stopping your opponent, right? But on the other hand, how many starters do you have? How many cards do you have that actually get you going into it? You have 1, 2, 3... So that's 4, 5, 6. So that is... So that one's 5. You have 8. You only have 8 starters. surely you want to just bump that up to 9. And at the very worst, like, you're on droplets. You could bump this up, bump the droplets up. Droplets sending Abyss a Tempai is not the end of the world anymore, because you just, you know, you've got more copies of this one. I'm a little confused. I'm also a little confused why these ratios aren't at least flipped. But anything that, you know, means Tempai isn't doing as well, I guess we take those, right? 2 master packs. And the first one contains an ultra rare. Ooh, shiny. Everyone place your bets, I guess. We got another Paleozoic. Rose Paladin. Sure. Okay, and another Salamangreat name. That's actually kind of cool. Last but not least. That is pretty good. Honestly, that is not bad. We have some Trick Stars. It doesn't make the deck playable by any means, but it is, you know, field spell. It gets us to a Trick Star. And it's the good field spell. It's Rota. So that's not bad in the slightest. Right. An extra master pack. Now, oh, okay, we got 2 shinies at the end. It could still be a dupe you are. You could be correct. Okay, we got a Burning Abyss, but I believe that's the... Oh yeah, it's the card whose effect is a tuner. A Dupessa. We just, you know, we change those. Man, how times have changed. This guy's, like, it was printed for a decent archetype, and so it being a tuner, its effect was, you know, it's a tuner monster, basically. That's it. Okay, that's one that's not a duplicate. And that's one that's not a duplicate. That is a very good card. Probably just goes in the Ghost second deck, right? Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute a monster. You can tribute your monster your opponent controls, even though you don't. It's a normal spell. That was the only drawback. I still think it goes in the Ghost second deck. Instantly. That is a rather nice pull. And I believe we do play the Going second deck maybe, like, when we hit Diamond. Because we want to test it out. And I don't want to... Like, we're already ranking up in Platinum. We know that this deck works. So we can use this deck to grind, but then we can use the other for, like, we can use Diamond 5 for experimentation. The Quacky Mirror deck got a boost, yeah. Alright, we're going second. Against, by the looks of it, Trap Not deck. And we have a Forbidden Chalice. It is indeed Trap Dot deck. It is a 1-card combo. They do not play darks. I would like to play this out, but we do not win this. And there's not much for them to mess up. So we'll save us a little bit of time. On with the next one. Because that deck can just put out, like... It can put out, like, a 2 or 3 card, you know, on-field negate at the same time with the Swamp deity. Not that that matters, but they can also just, like, pop cards we control while they're doing it. That is a pretty go first hand. We set 1 card, 2 card, 3 card. 4 card. Your move. I don't mind what we got. Right, so let's do this now. Okay, Metaverse goes through, which means we are getting to part of our end board already, because there's no way you don't use that effect. Point proven. Add a DDD. Well, add a DD. But it's close enough. All the DDDs are DDs, but not all DDs are DDDs, you know? Anyway. Because we have a little bit without her, I go for this. And then we're just going to summon the tokens. Also, we can negate Nib because we have the impulse. Okay, so... I mean, I think we do this now, actually. We can negate that, we can destroy it. It can special a DD from hand, but that shouldn't be the end of the world. So yeah, let's get Har on field, which gives us an Omni. Negate, destroy. We're not locked out of anything because we set the card first. Presumably you have DDDs in hand. Normal special summon you can send. I mean, what happens if I do just negate it? That is the normal summon, which is a very important point. Because now if they want to use something else, they're going to have to special summon the something else. And if they have to special summon, that puts it in range of Trap Trick, Strap Hole, Nightmare. Oh, it's Pend 1. Okay. And that is a Pend 8. Again, this still works. This is a hard once. You can only use. This negates the activation. Does that mean you can use it again? I don't think it does. Okay, that one gets destroyed. And you get this one. Okay. Now you can fusion summon. And then we can, you know, stop the fusion monster. Because I believe this guy's effect is to just fusion summon again. No, it is not. You do need another DD to be special summoned. Oh, okay. For another Flame King Genghis. But you don't have a DD engrave, so you've got a rank 6. Right. Oh. It's a reactive thing. I'm fine with that. What do I have? I guess I can just do this, right? You get one card. But in return, we're going to make you send a monster as Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2 we're going to summon. Right, now we don't have a generator in Grave, so we're going to summon out you. Send a monster, please. You've got at least 2. And you had another one. Right, okay, so we do this. We tribute itself, we tribute the token. And what are we getting rid of? I don't know. I guess we get rid of this. Oh, they did not care about that. I really thought you'd be using that. Detach 2 materials or destroy a dark contract. Yeah? I didn't feel like doing it. Now this is no longer live. I mean, I believe we just... attach that opponent's card. That's a dark, that's a dark, that's a fire. We just set 1. Boss stage. Ash Blossom. How dare you? You drew Ash for turn? I mean, at least it wasn't 1 turn sooner. Because that's after I gave them the draw with the, what's-its-face. How does this fusion? Okay. Yeah, absolutely not. You can pendulum summon what? Well, no, you can't pendulum summon. You've put this guy in the EMZ because reasons. Okay. Oh, you can also banish. Okay. So there's dark, but that doesn't really do anything. You just have life point gain now. Okay, wait, you have a pendulum summon for this guy. Which is not going to do it, because you now activated a monster effect on the turn it was special summoned. I could not for the life of me beta out of the DDD. Also, you can't pendulum summon this guy back, so he's just stuck there. Ah, now that is rather good. I'll get rid of that. And then, what do we have for 10s? I believe it is... Indeed it is. Okay. How much do you have in your grave? Not a lot. So I think I just hold this for the damage at the moment. Because it is more. Kill that. Then 16... 25. Main 2. I believe we just make it anyway. Yeah. On the off chance that it's Raigeki. And yeah, I'm okay with... I guess we gotta do this, actually. Get rid of that. And banish the grave. Because this doesn't really do anything. Nor does this. We have an Omni negate unless they draw Ash Blossom. And even if they draw Ash Blossom... Okay, which they didn't. I think we just go for Lopter. We have an Omni Negate, and that we can tag into something that's even more ideal for the situation. Which means we just win. Pendulum 1. Pendulum 1. I'm fine with letting them do that, honestly. I think I'd rather use this opportunity while it's safe to get... Oh yeah, Utgarda's banished, right. It's fine. They kind of want to go into the Link monster for their best plays. They have Xyz, they have Synchro. Now the question is, what are you doing? You are in fact making a Link monster. Which is where this stops. Bye. So yeah, you can now fusion using the graveyard effect if you want, I think. At least they're letting me go to battle phase, you know? Although I don't really mind about that, you know? It would have been okay if they just quit earlier. But it's nice that they aren't trying to, like, stall or just, like, you know, holding out. Constructed DDD, I guess? Constructed DDD. I don't know if this is a good deck. Someone else will have to tell me. Like, I know DDD is capable. I don't know if the way that list was constructed was good. That's the way of putting it. Like, I can tell you what Monarchs looked like a little while ago because, you know, I played Monarchs. Surprise, surprise. I didn't mean to open them all like that. Although, that's pretty good level 2. I know the Kagemutra is good for rank 3s, but that's kind of it. I think, you know, Sprite Carrot is probably the best card in here by a country mile. What about the next one? Let's not open it quite as fast. Let's actually go card by card and see the irrelevance in real time. Because, yeah, you opened a Jax, and then a card that works on attack modulation. Megalith Portal's nice. Vampire Kingdom I don't think is particularly great, but I'll have to reread. We already have our playset. This is all zombies, not just ours. Not extremely relevant, but it could be. Kind of like it meshes with the old playstyle of vampires. I mean, it's... You know, this is actually... I don't know if we had that before, but we should be playing that over the Warrior of Zera. Not the Warrior of Zera, the Angel of Zera. Because although Zera has an extra 300 attack, that is a light monster, and it can protect a card from being destroyed for a turn. Yeah, it cannot be destroyed by battle card effects once during this turn. So, let's make that swap. It's not monumental, but it's something. The reason we want it to be a light is so that Mirage Dragon can synchro into it with an opposing 4 that's banished. And it's why we were playing, you know, Borrelode or the Angel of Zera and other such cards. Because it needs to be able to be a light or dark. That's not a particularly bad hand. But we are going second. Okay. for Magician Souls, because yes, this is just an engine. Doesn't really tell us anything about the deck they're playing just yet, because you can play that in... Oh, okay, it is Dark Magician. I was going to say you could play that in anything, and I'm not wrong, but, yeah. And that's special summoning Dark Magician. Okay. I mean, you didn't need to do that. You might as well have waited. They are using the Shining Sark. Oh, right. They're going to end on Dragoon. Fuck. I have a negate for Dragoon, but I can't destroy it. I think we might be cooked. Why is it just ever easier to make Dragoon? That's the other thing. Right. They could mess up. This could not go their way. However, it looks to be going that way. It looks like they aren't messing up. They have Dragoon access, I'm pretty sure, already. Unless I'm missing something. That's it, isn't it? Yep. Blink and you miss it. Here comes Dragoon. So we'll just leave it. We don't have kaijus. We have a negate destroy, but we would have to negate the thing that summons Dragoon, because Dragoon cannot be destroyed. And we would need to, like, fully negate Dragoon's effects to be able to destroy him. Which implies that we hit him with, like, Lost Wind, which we can't do, because we can't target him. There are layers to this. And we are going second again. Okay. I mean, we're in Plat 3 anyway, so... It's all about the little steps. Like turning your chain on and activating your one-off hand trap. They are thinking. Now there is a chance that this does nothing even if they play their turn. But at the moment it has given us one card. Question is, do we get enough cards off of Blue Eyes? Because Blue Eyes is not necessarily going to be easy to beat. I have Saranir, but I kind of want them to play a bit. Set a spell trap. Okay. It is just the smart option to use for True Light going first. There are some scenarios where you might want to use the other effect, but you pretty much just, you know, get wishes if you haven't already used wishes. Right. I mean, I don't think they even need the second normal summon that's available to them, so I don't think I'm going to get a second card. Oh, there's Cyberman the Legend. Maybe I will get a second card, but maybe it just doesn't matter. So there's Spirit. Add Sanctuary. Activate Sanctuary. And then you second normal summon for Cyberman the Legend, right? stabilize monster from grave. What do you do again? Okay. So, I do think I have to banish the Maiden of White. And it apparently goes through. Okay, that's good for us. They do now need a normal summon if they want to get... Yeah, there we go. We got +1 card. I mean, they've got to summon from deck. Like, there's no reason to summon from hand. Yeah. Right. I don't know if they can do the double synchro play. They can definitely make a synchro, but can they make two? Maybe. Because they are just going for it. There's Crimson Dragon. How are you making the second one? Of course that's how you're making the second one. I forget every time, I forget. It doesn't matter that I stopped you getting to a tuner, you just get to a different one. And yeah, we have not meaningfully interacted with their deck at all now. For they have Omni Negate and Monster Negate that protects the Omni Negate and the Monster Negate. They have a Fusion Spell. I believe they have a Fusion Spell anyway. Yeah, they added Ultimate Fusion. One blue eyes, two blue eyes, three blue eyes. So you can just fusion summon for a, ultimate of some description. Or you could fusion for Twin Burst or Tyrant. Okay. Now that doesn't make this any easier, believe it or not. Normal summon. Right, and then when you do your ultimate fusion, yeah. You might have it. That draw didn't actually do it. Who could have guessed it? It's two Omni Negates and a pop. Well, Monster Negate, Omni Negate, pop. Plus Mystery card. Which I would not be surprised if it was Majesty, which is, 3 more pops. How long has this Duel Pass been out? Because that is crazy work. That is fast. Dedication to the game. Cannot catch me with that kind of dedication, say that. And I've just realised a thing. It's been a very quiet stream. I would have realised earlier, but I didn't, put my headphones on, and so I didn't actually realise that there was just, nothing. Okay, we're against Fire Kings, and they're going first. I don't know if Vikings is a going first deck, but I guess it must be. Our deck is apparently not liking us with this hand. We've had other good hands, so I guess, you know, comes around, goes around. We've had other opponents just brick, put themselves in an unwinnable situation. Alright, big monster. Big storm. 2 set cards. It doesn't look like a lot, but just because it doesn't look like a lot doesn't mean it isn't a lot, and we have less than that. That's the standby phase. Why is it the standby phase? I mean, it makes sense why. I just, like, you know, I'm moderately annoyed. Because triple tactics will be of no use here. They destroy, and then if destroyed, do a thing. It's all the standby. There's nothing this guy is doing. Oh, that's just a quick play. It's fine. We just, you know, set 2. Ta-da! We do not have a lot. I kind of need Fire King Skyburn to be used, like, really early. But ideally, we want to actually get some value out of Trap Trick, Trap Hole, Nightmare, but it does negate Destroy. Negate Destroy against this deck might not be the best. Specifically for that Destroy part. If they start using the extra deck, it's relevant. Yeah, I guess I could destroy this. Like, just absolutely not. No advantage for you. So target a fire monster you control and a fire monster in your grave. Destroy the monster you control if you do special summon that other monster. That's fine, but I do still negate the effect. You don't get it because it's no longer on the field. It's really fucking annoying because they've just, like, they've got the card to stop this. I gotta do it because otherwise, like, you know, that's just... Yeah, that's fine. Unless that's a... No, it's not a negate or anything. But it does just give them an extra body, and then they can just, you know, target and destroy the field spell, because, I mean, why not? Like, they literally added the card that just destroys the field spell. As a quick play. It's just MST. This deck does die to MST, quite often. They didn't do it. You confuse me. Are you gonna do it now then? If not now, when do you do it? Again, you confuse me. When do you do it? Now I have an Omni Negate. I have 2 level 9s on field. And I have Valor in rotation, which is more important. I mean, yeah. You see, they could have stopped this at any point, so I'm gonna hazard a guess it's the face down. I mean, for what it's worth, I do still negate the destruction of the field spell, which is important. When a monster effect is activated while this sound is on the field, negate, destroy another fire in your hand or face-up field. Specifically from my graveyard, I'd rather not banish the only dark in there, so no. Right, Condemned Witch. That's actually a really good one. That could bait a negate. Although it's the standby phase, and that means they get to do, like, everything. You get your Ponix back. I am surprised we kept going this long. But it is exactly because they didn't use the Fire King Skyburn when they could have done. Runix. Anyway. Field spell. Okay, so we go for Valor. And we Valor. If you want to negate, you can. Which is okay. I probably should have picked a different one, but it does get rid of the negate. Although that special summons a Fire King from deck, so there's that. Yeah. Can't really do anything about that. This is also all still in the standby phase. Triple Tactics, best card in my deck, I swear. Maybe they time out on my turn. What's your conditions? Because once per turn, if your opponent's special summons a monster, you can immediately exile. Fuck you too. Destroy all those monsters on the field. Was it you? Which one are you? Wait, which card was it? What did it? That doesn't do it. Then you can destroy one card on the field. The Valor is pretty much just like link material at this point. Like it kind of has to be. And then you destroy every card on the field again. Which means I no longer control Valor. Which means I can use Valor's effect to revive, but I can't get the extra monster back, so I'm still down a level 9. You protect your whole field. So we normal summon. Get ourselves a Forbidden Chalice, which goes through. We activate this. Banish. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think that just kind of has to be it. Get this one on field. I mean, I can chalice it, but, like, it's not what I want to do for obvious reasons. Well, there it is. Absolutely not. Right, so activate, pitch, summon. Alright, now we get to the dilemma. What am I fucking doing? I think I take control, and I just take this. It's probably more damage. One card banish, one card banish. So yeah, we've got more damage on field at the moment. And then... if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, what do you mean? That's gotta be by card effect, right? Apparently not. Okay, but I can clear that still. So I shall. For the extra 100. Main 2. I mean, we link. The only question is what for. And that wouldn't have killed anyway. Why not? Why shouldn't I? I can banish the whole field. Yeah, no, I'm alright. Summon to a zone I point to. Pretty please. Well, more specifically special summon, but you know. They can just play around it. They can just, you know, ignore it. I fucking hate this. I put so much effort into trying to stop you, and it literally means fuck all. Because now everything's just kind of like online again, and I'm down every single fucking resource I own. I need a generator to even think about getting back in the game. About that. That's rough. Yeah, they really are on go second. And they went first. You're playing more board breakers than you... Why did you go first? You chose. You picked this. What is that extra? Why are you gonna play? Why you gotta confuse me? Why are you gonna make me question my own sanity? Okay, we win the coin toss. Go first. Pretty please. Alright, and that is a pretty solid hand. So, I think undoubtedly we start with Condemned Witch. Because what that does is fish for an Ash Blossom, or get your opponent to surrender. The hand was good. I don't know if it was miles better than whatever they did. You tell me. I don't know. Thunder Dragon and Canine. It's a deck. It's got Canine in it. It has to be a deck. Right. 3 legacy tickets. Let's open those up. Come on, lucky card. Nope. We got a Vanilla Fusion. We got the most strange Karakuri monster you've ever seen. We've got back when 2000 attack monsters had negative effects because, my god, you have 2000 attack on a level 4 monster? Really bad burn. Bad attack gain. And bad ways to get monsters onto the field. And we have most of them already. Right. On with the relevant cards. Okay, hold on. Another ninja, that's neat. Charmer thing, that is not too bad. There's extra copies, which means we can search out various things, like, do we have an Origami Goddess? Destiny Dragoon requires Plasma and Dogma. I'm pretty sure we have Dogma, I'm pretty sure we do not have Plasma. Once per turn, target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. If it was face up, inflict damage equal to its attack on the field, cannot conduct your battle phase. Not particularly great. Ooh, new Magistus. Target effect, equip it, monster effect is activated, send a Magistus, negate that, destroy card. That's not bad. I don't think we have enough to make it. And Great Fly. I mean, it's generic, 2 wins, wind boost. It's neat. I don't think it's for us, but it's neat. Okay. 1 more pack. That was not too bad. It gives us plenty of variety. You and I, which I'll give you a guess, singular, as to what deck that supports. Well, we now have a Radiant Typhoon monster. If a quick play spell is activated, you can special this from the hand, level 6, 2200. If normal special summoned, you can add a Radiant Typhoon and or Mystical Space Typhoon. Can't summon except for winds. So it does lock you, but it is also a level 6 body that is pretty easy to bring out. Okay, we have another rank 4 that is Book of Moon. Yeah. And we have Fierce Style Wanghu. All the monsters lose 500, so it's really a stun car. Stun car? Stun card. It's meant to combo with King Tiger Wanghu. So that you have both of them on the field, like, you know, all of the monsters lose 500, and then Wanghu is that when your opponent summons a monster with less than 14, or 14 or less, it just dies. So that's neat. We've already got 2 Radiant Typhoon cards. And the pack has been out for, like, 2 seconds, for as far as we're concerned. What quick play spells do we have in this deck, if any? We have 4. Okay, that's not too bad. And just quickly, what was the other? Yeah, it's bookmarked, that's why. Activate one of these effects, special summon a level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon from grave, or add MST. So it just recovers it. Like, if this is summoned, you search for a reborn for itself, which is not too bad. What do we have in the way of Metaphys? We do have most of the deck, to be fair. Can't search the related cards on that. There's no point looking at the related ninjas. We have a lot. No related cards. Was there something that I was thinking about? I don't think so. Magistus. Yeah, we don't really have enough to make it playable. Not right now. Which is a shame. Magistus is kind of fun. It's a flexible deck. Combos really well with like a good couple of things. Like you can play Magistus Spellbook, Magistus Witchcrafter, of course like Via Bell, and probably like Azamina, I expect. Okay. They choose we go first. They are on the rank up, which means they really want to go second. So, Cat Pipe. Or Ancient Game, maybe. Alright. So, Special Fenrir. Fenrir effect. Get Ogre. 7th Tachyon. Reveal. Doesn't concern them. We're gonna get Condemned Witch for the extra negate. We are gonna put back Yugioh. Alright. So we've got boss stage, possibly. We've got tag into Lopter into most likely Nidhogg. We got a Monster Negate and we got Fenrir. They've got 6-card hand and they really want to go second, so attack positions or spells. Spells. Well, they have a card on the field now, so they can't imperm. Right, that doesn't get me... Okay, yeah. We just gotta let it go. I don't like it. I was kind of thinking that we'd, like, use Lopter, but it doesn't work like that. What do you got? It's a normal spell trap. Just Raigeki. I don't know if this works. Yeah, I don't think that works. Doing it anyway. Yeah, because it's part of the destroyed, like, cards. What are you fucking doing? Okay. Triangle Luxion, so yeah, they're just going to get the counter trap as well as everything else. Right. You can add a Galaxy or a Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. So there's Galaxy, there's Tachyon. I guess I want to get rid of something from their grave. Let's get rid of this. It hasn't used its effect yet. That's completely fine. I mean, it kind of has to be, but... I'm going to put it in defense simply for damage blocking. I think that's the play. There's Tachyon Dragon. Yep, just search the counter trap because search the counter trap. I'm not moaning at Galaxy Eyes as much, or Tachyon, or any of this, but I am gonna moan about the fact that it's just Lightning Storm into Raigeki and just have the, you know, triple tactics thrust to search for whatever, you know? Feels a little shit to be on the receiving end of. And the thing is, it negates all face-up monsters on the field. This effect... I mean, that should be okay, right? Because it does go to... Well, no, because they search Tachyon Transmigration. Yeah. Oh, also this has a material, doesn't it? Oh, it won't be on the field, though. I mean, the counter trap just does it, because counter trap. Spell speed, you know, 4, well, spell speed 3 from the hand. Which is fair and balanced when the deck does it well, right? I think Galaxy Eyes Photon, Tachyon, Organ support, that's real neat. Activating this card from the hand is not real neat. Spell speed 3 hand trap feels like ass. See Red Reboot. I mean, I've gotta do it. Who cares? Get rid of this one. Surprise! I'm not dead, somehow. Monster Reborn, you say? Once per battle phase at the start of your battle phase, during the battle phase if you activate this effect. So I can do, like, Fenrir. But, like, that's objectively worse than going for Jormungandr, you think? I'm not sure. I don't have a tuner in the Brave, do I? No. I could make a link to... And... Yeah, I can't do a lot. That's always the first play. Banish. Hopefully we just hit a second transmigration. Well, yeah, here's me wondering, what can I do? You know, what can I really... How can I combo these two cards in my hand? Just... fucking invalidated. It is getting a little bit late. I have been going for about 3 hours. I should probably call it a session. Let's clean up on the rewards front. Check our stats. Right, so... I think that counts like dual rooms and solo modes, so we're looking at this one, 2164, which means we've done 20 today. And without looking at it and thinking about it, how many do I think we've won? 10? Okay, we have actually won 10. I was not expecting that one to be right. I know that looks like a little weird, but when the thing is, when I'm doing the OBS edit for that for the stats tab, it covers the section of the screen where the stats are in OBS. So that's why I was guessing as to what is. Did I already ban you? Good, indeed. Well, that's something, at least. We should be closer on the proficiency as well, for what little it's worth. Yeah, we need to do it one more time, and then we're at the, like, maximum proficiency. Yay. They could really just do with adding more proficiency levels. Like, just, you know, bump it up to 50, why not? You've got things you can do with it. Look at all these secret packs we unlocked. If only we pulled the Royal Rare so we could go into any of them for a singular pack. Either that, or if only we could get into Master. Which, by the way, like, it's going to be a long time off, but when we do get into Master, any win we get, we can pick a secret pack that we've unlocked instead of a master pack. But that won't count for, like, the shop ones that are just, like, here. Like, you know, it won't count for this one, which you've got the one free pull for. It won't count for Strike of Justice, the Drastic Storm. It'll only count for things like, you know, Altered Heraldry or Life Finds a Way. We might end up getting a free pull from, like, whatever pack we go into because we haven't been there before, but hey ho. I guess thank you all very much for watching, and I should be streaming as normal Monday. As already mentioned prior, will not be streaming Thursday next week because I will not be within, vicinity of my computer and therefore not able to do it for some reason. But yeah, I look forward to the next one. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves and hope you all have a good time. My name is Cat Monarch, and goodbye for now.